All right, so some theories to help us understand. I like theories because they're useful for digging a little bit deeper and understanding something so that I can kind of engage with it in a different way. A theory is not supposed to be a prescription, though. So I think of it as tools in a toolbox, and what fits you and what doesn't. If you don't identify with a specific theory, that's absolutely okay. It's just to help us understand it. The caveat to understanding how grief works is it doesn't necessarily help you go through it any faster. As a social worker, I've had some experience of grief in my personal life, and knowing where I am in a process has never helped me get through it any faster, which is quite frustrating. All right, so I think most of us are familiar with Kubler-Ross's stages of grief, and sometimes she gets a bad rap when people, she's not fallen out of favor for her ideas a little bit with some modern grief theorists, but I still really like her because I think it's helpful when you think about maybe a loss that you're anticipating happening. I really like her when thinking about anticipating a loss. So within the loss, there's that denial, that shock, that disbelief that this can't be happening. Like, you've got to be kidding. And I just, sometimes it's like, I just can't process this information right now. What you're saying to me can't be true. And that can be in the face of overwhelming evidence that actually this is happening. And it's our normal response to say, this is not happening and I can't handle this right now. And then there's some anger about why is this happening, how unfair this is. And because of that, it's really the desire to want to blame somebody else for what it is, to expel that intense emotion that we're feeling, is really natural as well. In my line of work, it's like, well, the doctor at that other hospital said, or 2 weeks ago you gave me this information about my illness, and now you're saying this. How can this be true? And then I think bargaining, we all do that. Like, if I do X, Y, or Z, then this won't happen. Or if I just went to sleep and woke up again tomorrow, it would be all different. And that's a natural response too. I think we all experience sadness as we realize more and more deeply that that loss has occurred, or the reality of that loss becomes more real. And it's sort of thinking like, oh, all the things I expected about life, the rules of the world, they don't apply the way I thought they did. We all do kind of walk around thinking life is going to be fair, and we get surprised when it's not. And sort of what's real now, what's true, how does the world work now? What can I believe now? And then this idea of acceptance, maybe more of being able to exist with what has happened, to be with what has happened. It's not necessarily an agreement with it, but understand